G'day, I'm Glen. I'm out here today with a couple of Cleveland's new RTX4 wedges. Features are the tour zip grooves and the precision milled faces. So you've got that Rotex milling across the face there, all the way across the face. I've got some mid-bounce golf clubs, and bounce is just the sole of the club. It just means that the back of the wedge is lower than the front edge. And this has 10 degrees of bounce, so that angle there is 10 degrees. And that just helps you to glide through the turf or glide through the sand if you're in soft bunkers. I like around a mid to high bounce wedge because I find that bounce is my friend. If I'm using a club that doesn't have a lot of bounce, I do tend to dig into the grass a little bit too much. So I've got some mid bounce clubs. I've got a 46 degree, 54 degree and 58 degree wedges. So for this chip and run shot, I'm just going to hit the 46. So I'm just going to land it a few feet on the green there and let it roll out. As you can see, 46 degrees, that's a pitching wedge loft, but you can see that it doesn't go very high. A little bit short on that one. So carry it a little bit further. And that's the mistake a lot of club golfers make, is they just try to lift it up in the air. The swing gets too long and they're hitting it higher than it needs to go. Simple shot like this, just allow the club to do its work. Let the loft just lift the ball rather than helping it up. Okay, slightly different here. I'm on the fairway now, so a little bit tighter lie. Elevated green, and I want to get the ball to stop faster. So now I have the 58 degree loft sand wedge or lob wedge. But here's the key, the action's exactly the same. A lot of people try to play different shots by moving the club around or changing the length of their swing and getting with this big high follow through. That's a very common mistake that I see made, to try to get the ball higher. Trust the loft to do the work. So I'm just going to have the ball position just slightly forward and my weight forward. I'm doing that for all the standard chips around the greens. And I'm really focusing on what the trunk does. We want to turn through here. That's giving me really good momentum. So if the club does hit a little bit of grass before the ball, that momentum is going to keep the club moving through the grass, rather than this handsy, armsy type of swing that I see a lot of players try to make. So ball slightly forward, weight a little bit forward, and I'll have the shaft slightly forward. That helps me to just get crisper contact. If I have that shaft back too much, then I'm likely to drop kick the shot. And that's where that bit of bounce comes in. Remember, the sole is a little bit lower on the back, and that helps me to get the shaft slightly forward without digging in too much. All right, let's have a go. So a little bit of grass before the ball there, but that bounce helped me glide through that turf. And plenty of spin. Let's see if I can get slightly crisper contact on this one. That's a better contact and a little bit more spin. And now if I need to hit it higher, rather than try to lift it up, what I'm going to do here is just open the face a little bit. So I'm just going to turn the face, turn it out to the right there for a right-hander, a little bit open face and slightly longer swing because it's going to go up a little bit higher, but the same action, just turning that chunk through. More height, more spin, same action, same sort of tempo through the shot, keeping it really simple. Remember, if we can get the trunk turning through the shot, we're going to have better momentum, more control out of our distance as well, rather than trusting the hands and wrists to control the length of the shot. You can do it that way, but in my experience, it's more difficult to repeat under pressure, and it's more difficult to be consistent with that distance control. This is a perfect example of that shot where you really need to keep the club moving through the grass. Bit of a fluffy lie. So it's really important for me to get that torso turning through rather than that handsy shot that we see so often. So I've got a couple of sprinkler heads in the way. I need to stop the ball fairly quickly. So I'm going to open the face right up here. Not really a flop shot. I'm still going to use that basic chipping technique, getting the backswing and follow through the same length to really help us with our tempo. Wide open club face. I could probably stand a glass of water on that club face there and just getting that trunk to turn through. There we go, nice contact, still plenty of spin out of the rough, bit too much spin. But I'm happy with that, and I've just kept the club moving through just by turning the trunk through. And as you can see, the backswing and the follow through are the same length. That's the same whether you're hitting a little chip and run shot to a 3/4 pitch. If we can get that backswing and follow through the same length, then our tempo is going to improve. Our distance control is going to improve. I really want you to get away from this short backswing, long follow through, or big backswing and then deceleration. Either of those are really going to affect your contact. You're going to struggle to get consistent distance, and the hands get involved too much. It's all about using the bigger muscles that you can trust under pressure and being more stable through these types of lies. Thanks for watching. Good luck with these shots, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Are you the best golfer you can be?